And we are live. Welcome to the MMA UK Late Show. I'm super excited for tonight's show. Look at this full house of winners that we've got. Congratulations, all of you. Thank you so much for coming on, Sinead, Norbert, Lou. So excited to chat to you tonight.
Thank you for having us.
And I'm joined by my superb co-host, Lewis Smith. Hi, Lou.
Hi, guys. All right. How's it going?
And I'm joined by Peter Knox. Hey, Peter.
Right, Katie. The MMA UK Late Show is sponsored by Fight Fuel. Fight Fuel is a supplement and clothing company founded by martial artists for martial artists and other combat sport athletes. The aim of the company is to supply supplements and clothing of the highest standard to all fighters and warriors so they can train, perform and win just like our three guests tonight.
So how are you feeling, guys? Thank you so much for coming on. We are so excited to have you all on. Just three very different but outstanding performances. I'm just delighted to have you all on. Sinead, I wanted to come to you first. I just love watching you fight, and I need to take you with something you said afterwards. You said it's not pretty. It is pretty. The way you fight is absolutely beautiful. I love your movement. Yeah. I love your style. I love watching you fight.
Yeah. I said the face ain't pretty, but me fighting does the talking.
Well, that's not true either.
And I do. I love watching myself as well. Actually going over the fight. I can bang, and I hit pretty hard, and my technique is just it's good. Like it's a good standard, it's up there with the best, I think,
Yeah, it really is. It really is. And you posted today, I think it was, about the angles, and I think that's what I love as well, just the movement, the way that you come in at those angles. It just is beautiful to watch.
Yeah, thanks very much. Yeah, it's just a lot of years, isn't it? Just grinding and fighting, and in the gym. That's what, and good coaches, I had the good coaches in boxing, and obviously I have John now, so it all comes together, And I'm finding now that the more I'm relaxed in me fighting, it's shown, it's shown in the cage,
Yeah. And you're on a 2-fight win streak, although I think we could easily argue that you're on a longer win streak than that, because I don't know anyone who thinks that you didn't win the Leslie Smith fight. Not to keep going over old ground, but
unbelievable. She boils me blood. She does. Oh, I can't stand her. I can't. And she has me blocked. She has me blocked off everything, like.
Seriously?
She does not want to fight me again. Like she will never get in that cage with me again. Like, and she knows it. Like,
Do you want me to message her and tag her on Twitter and Facebook and tell her you're gonna fuck her up?
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
It's a shame, because I think it's a fight that we would all like to see again. And you also called out Cyborg, though, and that's definitely a fight that a lot of people are talking about. Just that's a fight that's got to happen, hasn't it, Sinead? How did you feel when Bellator signed Cyborg?
I thought, damn, like it's gonna be harder now to win that title. But
I'll get over my hair.
I give it to Leslie, like, though she can take a hiding, so that was one thing that happened in that fight. And with Cyborg, I want that fight. It's everyone wants to fight Cyborg and be in there, and just to have that on your career at the end, that I fought Cyborg, like, that's amazing, like, And I have the ability to beat her. I really do think I have the boxing skill to outsmart her and just that skill there to beat her. Like, I won't fight her. I will box her. Like,
I think you've got the best style in the division to take her on, and I think you stand the best chance out of everyone. And obviously, Julia Budd was champion for a long, long time, and she was beaten by a Cyborg. How would you feel about a match with Julia down the road? Julia's only lost to Ronda Rousey, Amanda Nunes, and Chris Cyborg, so she's got a pretty impressive record herself.
Yeah. She like, I think that we fight with Julia, like it could be just she could just maul me, like, you know, just take me down, and no, it'd be probably a boring fight, like if that happened, like if she got me down, she won't want to stand with me, and you know, yeah, I would love to fight Julia someday, like as well, but yeah, I just see it not being a pretty fight, like, you know, she's yeah.
I think it's got to be one of the best women's division in any promotion. Just you look at the talent in there now, and you're right at the top of that. Like, it's absolutely stacked, isn't it? That must be so exciting.
Amazing! It's absolutely the Bellator have best women there, like on every fight. And I'm always glued to the fighting because there's such amazing talent there in that featherweight division. You know, and yeah, it's exciting to watch, like every fight, you know.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I did, and there was no one in Europe, but they were finding it hard to get me a fight. But everyone kept pulling out. Like I had 5 pullouts, like, you know. So yeah. So that says a lot, you know. That says where I'm at, you know.
And that's what makes me think that the Cyborg fight might happen sooner rather than later, because I think they are going to struggle to match you now. Like you said, I'd love to see the Leslie Smith fight again, but I don't think she's going to agree to it. And I think that would be a really good fight for them to put on. And depending where we are with COVID next year, I'm sure you'd like to see that fight happen in Dublin.
Oh yeah, that'd be amazing. Yeah, that's a sellout. Like, and yeah, I won't give her a chance to take 40% of me purse again. Like, the old bitch.
So you brought it up. I didn't know whether we were okay to talk about that, because so much got made of the fact that you missed weight. That's something that you got well under control now. From like, I know it wasn't much of a miss, but actually to see you on the scales now, you look in incredible shape.
Yeah. I'm with a good nutritionist now, Tristan, and like it's not like I was doing training camps for 12 weeks, and like I just got sick at the end, and I couldn't train. So obviously, I was out for 10 days with the Leslie fight. Like, so obviously, then you miss weight by a pound and something. I missed weight by, you know. But I know there's all excuses, but yeah, I'm with a good nutritionist, Tristan, and yeah,
he does Connor, doesn't he, as well?
What is it?
Is it Tristan who does Connors as well?
Yeah. So he's looking after me, and we've got things under the control. Like what suits me, what doesn't suit me. It's just sort of taking its time, but yeah, all good. Fingers crossed again next time.
Well, I did one of the George Lockhart classes, like the nutrition classes on weight cutting and stuff. And he was like, he taught the whole thing. And then he was like, when it comes to women, just throw all of that out the window, because their bodies react so differently, and depends where they are in their cycle. And there's just so much more involved. Oh,
so much. And we hold so much water. And that's where I hold so much water. Like, it's unbelievable. Like, yeah, it's just absolutely, it's so tough. Like, so tough with women's bodies. Like, even Tristan says that. Like, I'm one of the hardest to cut weight. Like,
yeah. Well, yeah, we'll come back onto you in a moment, because I want to talk about that Cyborg fight some more. But Norbert, I'm going to come to you next. You didn't seem very happy with your hair there for a minute.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
It looks
Yeah,
right, Norbert. It looks right.
Yeah, thank you. Now, I'm so tired. I'm like on 2 hours of sleep because last night Paige was fighting.
Yes.
So yeah, so we went out in Paris after everything was closed, but we're like on scooters and stuff all night. So I'm literally on like 2 hours of sleep. So I'm a bit slow. Sorry, guys.
You know what? Like, thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate it.
Nah,
And
thank you for
why
having
don't
me.
we do a quick interview of you, and then you can leave and you can get some shut eye. But
No, it's fine. It's fine.
so that is very typical of you, bringing up a teammate's win before your own. Do you want? So you were in Paris. Weren't you in Paris for your 21st birthday?
Yeah, I was in lockdown in my room, my
Oh.
21st birthday. So yeah, I
That's
wasn't. It was.
memorable, though.
Yeah, it was great, but Paige promised me that he'll take care of me for my birthday after, so I'm looking for next week.
So 2 out of 2 for the team. MVP won last night against a question from Miles there. We'll come back to in a second. But yeah, he obviously beat Ross Houston, which I hope that the worldwide audience realizes what a huge achievement that is, because Ross is obviously really well known on the European scene here, but I don't know how well the Americans know him to know that is a major achievement for Michael.
Yeah, no, 100%. But the mat was so slippery, he couldn't really be himself. He had to start boxing. He literally was fighting like a boxer, which you don't see him like. You never see him do that. So he could. I know for a fact he could have done something like spectacular, but just because of the style, he relies on that grip sometimes. So do I. So I know literally what he was feeling. So it is what it is. At least he got the W. He got to show his wrestling and jiu skills a little bit. So happy days.
So is that a different canvas than the one that you three all fought on? Because I didn't see that.
Same.
Really? So
Yeah,
what was
yeah.
the issue then?
The only difference, I think for this one they were spraying it after every fight with disinfectant.
Yeah.
So as soon as Paige got on the mat, he was like straight away. He was he was saying that it was a bit slippery. And after the first round, he came up to the corner. He looks at me like, it's so slippery. It's so slippery. And they were slipping all over the place. So both him and Houston did as well. So not ideal, but it is what it is.
It's a shame. That's the second time that's happened to Ross after the Nick Dalby fight as well, where they're slipping in each other's blood. But yeah, that was pretty insane. But let's go back to your fight. First of all, congratulations. But if anyone had just seen you after the fight, you were just apologising. That was it. I was just hearing, I'm so sorry. And you got that amazing first round submission.
Well, listen, they put me on co-main event for a reason. Like in Dublin, if you see my fight in Dublin, then you know that I can put on like a show. I can do a lot of flashy stuff, and I was just a bit too relaxed in there. I'm not gonna lie. So we knew exactly what he was gonna do. We knew exactly how he was gonna rush me. We knew everything, and for some reason I was too relaxed, and my movement, my footwork was a bit too slow, and I made a mistake, and I got hit with a silly shot. So that kind of made the fight in a way a little bit boring because I couldn't like light him up striking, so I had to take him down and finish him there. But yeah, at least I got a W, so it's cool.
It looked like he caught you, but it didn't look like it stunned you or anything.
Oh,
it
no,
just
it was
looked
bad.
like you were annoyed.
No, it was bad. It was bad. Like I got hit first, and it was weird because my mind was all good, like I was all there, but my body like kind of shut down. Like it's like in 1 millisecond, my thoughts was like, oh shit, please don't. I was telling myself like, oh, you can't be serious, because my legs just went.
No.
And but then luckily as I hit the mat, I recovered like quickly. So I mean, I've been there in training several times. I've been hit before, but yeah, it's just not ideal in a fight. Like I know the level I'm at striking. So listen, I was just too relaxed. I made a silly mistake. I learned from it. You know, I learned a lot from that. But yeah, this is not my first fight where I finished the fight and I'm not happy with it. My fight in the States when I was super ill as well. That I hated myself for that as well. Um, yeah, I'm not even joking. After this fight, I couldn't sleep for two nights. Did not sleep at all. I had 2 half-hour naps. That's all.
Wow.
Like I literally get that. Like I hate myself when I do these silly things, even in training. So yeah,
Oh my
maybe it's my
goodness.
youth. I don't know.
But like as soon as you recovered from that, like you said, you went to your grappling game. Every submission, you were just like slickly transitioning from one sub attempt to another, like it was all flowing. It was fantastic to watch. It's just
Slick as fuck.
astounding. Yeah, slick as fuck. It's just astounding that anyone could be that disappointed with that to keep themselves awake. Like you really
Yeah,
picked yourself up, mate.
yeah, thank you. Yeah, well, I had a plan in my head, and I just shouldn't be making mistakes. Like people ask me like after the fight, like what's next, and like who do you wanna fight? And I'm like, I'm not gonna call anyone out until I make these mistakes. So I just need to tomorrow. I was back in the gym. Not next day 'cause I was traveling back, but my Saturday I was back in the gym. Uh, I've been, yeah, I'm just not happy with it. It's like I'll go online, I see people like, well, yeah, because his hands are down, he should get his hands up, and like this microphase style doesn't work for him, and I'm like, I want fights like that, so it's just a bit annoying, and I know I shouldn't pay attention to these, but still, but yeah, it's just me. I get
Yeah.
mad over my I get mad at myself over little things, so
That's
it's
one
alright.
of the reasons that I see you going on to become a champion, though,
Thank
because
you.
you're going to address all of these things, and you've had a flawless start to the beginning of your career. You're undefeated. You said that you don't want to call anyone out, but you must have a few people in mind.
Not really, to be fair. I just want to listen to become the world champion. I'm gonna have to beat everyone up. So uh, I'm I'm looking at everyone. I'm literally trying to find everyone's weakness. Like whoever's fighting, I look at all the middleweights. I feel like I know how to beat most of the middleweights. Actually, all of it. Even like I feel like I know what to do against Musasi, but Musasi would be hard work. I'm not gonna lie. Uh, he would be hard work
You want a
at the
couple more
moment.
before then?
Yeah. But yeah, like I just listen. Whoever Bellator gives me, and if my coaches agree, then my coaches know me better than I do. I know myself. So if they say that I can beat this guy, then I probably can. So I just listen to what they say.
How far off do you think a fight like that is? Like, how many more fights do you think you have to fit in to qualify? Because when you look at that division, there's apart from Musasi, and obviously the fact that Douglas Lima is, we think, stepping up to face him. But like looking outside of him in the division is quite difficult to kind of work out the rankings to me.
Yeah, I don't think it's about how many fights. It's about how much I'm improving. If I
Yeah.
improve like massively in the next 2 fights, I'm not saying I'm going to fight him in the next 2 fights, but then it might be in 4 fights. But if I'm improving as I'm improving now, it might be 5, 6 fights, 7 fights. I don't
Yeah.
know. We'll see how quick I'm improving, and yeah, we go from there. I still got a lot of time to go.
You have. As you said, you've only just turned 21. But I think another thing you showed in this fight is that you can kind of roll with the punches and take some adversity. It's good to see that, you can get hit with something unexpected and still go on to dominate and win the fight in the first round.
Well, that's the thing. It wasn't unexpected. That's why I'm so angry at myself. Like we knew, like literally before I flew out, me and my coach were going over it. We knew exactly what he was going to do. We got a guy in who fights exactly like him, and I still made a mistake like that. And that's what's really annoying. That I make these mistakes that when I know I shouldn't be making them.
I'm glad you
yeah, I
managed to
just
win the
annoying
fight.
myself.
I can't imagine how annoyed you'd be if you lost.
Oh yeah, no, horrible. Yeah, I guess that would depend on the circumstances as well. Because if someone's better than me, then I'd be like, well, shit, that person was better than me. But if I make a mistake and I lose like that, then yeah, that's a different story.
Yeah.
That's when I would get angry.
Well, seeing as it's just been his birthday and he's only had 2 hours sleep, maybe we should let Norbert off the hook and let him slide out. Does anyone else have a question for him before we let him hang up?
No, but what product do you use on your hair? I want to know.
At the moment, nothing. I don't even know. I just it's been. I use a lot of conditioner, literally like almost every day. Need to keep it nice and silky.
We're doing a good job. Peter, anything you wanted to say?
Yeah, would you ever shave it? Make yourself look even harder?
Yeah, I know. Basically, I shaved it before. It's just during lockdown, I grew my hair out, and like my hair, when it gets long, it gets curly as well. So like look really good. Then during lockdown, I went to my mom's hairdresser. She made me look like a Yeah, she turned me into a lesbian, which is not a bad thing. It's just not for a guy. So I had
It's
to groom
national
my.
coming out day.
Yeah, so it's not that. It's just not for a guy. I don't know. But then I had to grow my hair out again, and then for my fight, I had to cut it because it was too short to braid. Like it was just not long enough to braid or whatever. Also, I would look like an absolute, idiot with braided
Hey,
hair.
Norbert, Norbert, I have a question. Would you ever do a calendar?
A calendar.
A nude one. A nude one.
No, I need one. No, I need one. But if they pay me well, I'll do one.
Amazing. Well, I hope you had a lovely birthday. I hope MVP treats you to something really spectacular for your birthday celebration, seeing as you gave it up to isolate with him. But
yeah, thank you.
We'll be kind and we'll let you go and get some shut-eye if you want now.
Brilliant. Sorry about it. Usually I'm not like this. I literally just had 2 hours of sleep. I'm smashed. But thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
We'll have you back on when you're fighting next.
Thank you. Thank you.
You take care.
You too. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye, Norbert.
Bye-bye.
So, Lou, congratulations on your win. Absolutely superb. We thoroughly enjoyed it. Lou, you even came home from the pub early to watch it, didn't you?
Well, I can't lie, I did watch it after, but you know.
Oh.
No, I'm only joking. I was actually doing an interview with Mason and Greg that night, so I watched it just before. And over the moon to see Lou get a win. Wales is on a bit of a crest of a wave at the moment with MMA victories, it seems. So another one in the bag, and great to see Lou getting the job done. Like,
so, Lewis, does that mean a Bellator Wales then? Because everybody goes on about how many Scottish fighters they got in the Scotland card, but nobody seemed to mention Bellator Wales.
Well, with the signing of Brett Johns and a few others, I can't see why Bellator. They made their stamp in France. I know it's obviously big because it's the first pro card there, but I don't see why they can't make their stamp in Wales as well.
Yeah.
Isn't it always the
question about isn't it always the question about the venue size and whether there's one? Isn't there one being built at the moment that everyone says will be like the perfect size?
Yeah, I think there's one
just doing a field
being built now, but it's
clear the shape and do it in the field. Clear the shape and do it in the field. There you go.
No, I mean there's plenty of arenas around, they could, especially because they're closed door shows now. They can't see why they couldn't do it in like the ice rink in Cardiff.
How many does that hold?
5 or 6, I think.
I'm not sure.
It's 5 or 6 in the ice arena, but for me, like after the Cage Warrior shows, I wouldn't mind seeing a Bellator in the ice arena. To be honest, I think that would make a nice arena. Or even like you said, you've got that new one opening down in Swansea now, so either one of those. It'd be great to see Leo or Brett headline a show in Wales. Like I think that's that's definitely what we got to push for now. And I mean, obviously we've been asking for UFC for a while, which hasn't come. But I mean, if we could get a Bellator, that'd be great as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was going to come on to Brett after we talked about your fight, but let's talk about it in this order while we're discussing it anyway. Were you excited to see him sign for Bellator, Lou?
Yeah, he texted me and he said, "I meant to be fighting this guy." I was like, "Oh, cool," but I didn't get really why he messaged me about it. And then it turned out because it was on Bellator. I was like, "Oh, that's huge. That's cool." It's like, oh,
He maybe was expecting a bigger reaction out of you, like, "Oh, good for you."
Yeah. No,
Who did you say he was fighting?
I don't really. What's that?
Who did you say he was fighting in the text?
I can't remember. I don't know anyone's names anyway. I don't really follow sport that much, so
You didn't know that.
I don't know.
You didn't know the guy that you were fighting either, did you?
No. Isn't it? Always the same, like.
So do you just say yes to anyone, Lou?
Pretty much. I believe I got the ability to beat anyone. It's just getting in there on the day. I think I can fight standing, wrestling, or grappling. So it's just as I said, I got the ability to beat anyone. So it's just going in there with the right game plan and displaying it on the night.
And your grappling obviously looked exceptional in the short amount of time that this fight was on for. I was expecting you to be fight ready the next day if need be, because you were in there for such a short amount of time. But when you got up, you had that cut under your eye, and I had to watch that back a few times before I even saw where that came from. How's that doing? It looks fine from here.
Oh, cat's fine. Yeah, cat's fine. Not much on it at all. But by the way,
Yes.
Wolverine. No real issue. It's just because he's a cat. It's got to be a couple of weeks suspension there. It's just sad because I wouldn't have mind going over to Paris if there's any pullouts. I could have jumped on.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind the fight with Camp again. But.
I was going to say, actually, I was in Dublin for that fight. Is that one that you would like to get back in the future?
Oh fuck yeah, 100%. I don't see why I can beat him. I know that wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
So,
I feel like
things work out and I can get it again. I don't like Go on.
Sorry, Lou, go on.
Yeah, go on. No, that's right.
I can say something, somebody. Quick.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of opportunities at the moment with late minute replacements and, on top of everything else that can happen in a fight camp, you've now got added in that there could be a positive COVID test. So for both of you, are you both up for taking short notice fights if the opportunities present themselves?
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm ready to go again. I loved it. Every second in there, I love it. So it's where that's my home, so I'm ready to go again.
Have Bellator said anything to you 2 years about what's up, anything coming up shortly? Have they said anything, another show this year? No.
No. I can't get I'm waiting on an appointment for a visa, and sure it keeps getting cancelled on me, and I can't get a visa to go and fight in America or anything. So I think that's me done for this year, probably. Which is sad.
Oh, that is sad.
Yeah, they haven't given us any direction.
Okay.
No.
Oh, I'd love it if they could just announce another bunch of them. Just even it's something to work towards, isn't it? I feel like the worst part of all of this is the uncertainty of just not knowing when or if there will be cards, and also for you guys not being able to announce the fights until it was almost on top of the actual fights themselves. That must have been crazy.
Yeah, it was,
you know, because obviously.
Even just trying to get sponsors and stuff.
Yeah, that was the issue with it being announced so late. I mean, they give me the poster and then told me to take it down a day or two later. I was like, oh, okay, whatever.
Yeah, and I didn't know who I was fighting as well. Like, they kept changing, like, so I couldn't even announce when I was told, like I couldn't even announce it then because they were pulling out, like, you know, on me.
So what do you do in that situation, Sinead? Like, do you find it difficult to, like, do you change your training that much depending on opponent, or do you just concentrate on your own game plan regardless of who you're fighting?
Oh, you need a game plan, like, for different opponents, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if they're going to be like a jits head or stand up, you know what I mean? I kind of walk around what I need the most, and you know what I mean? So yeah, it can be head wrecking, like, you know.
Yeah, 100%. That's another thing I've been thinking with all of these, like, late call ups, and just, you know, you might have had the fight booked for 2 months, but then you've had 3 opponents in the week in the lead up to it. It's just a bit of a mess.
Exactly. Yeah.
Peter, should we go to some questions for the guys?
I did want to ask a question to Lou as well first. Because obviously we've seen Ross come into Bellator and get up there with a massive fight straight away. You're a veteran in the sport at this point, 18-6. You've probably got as much experience as anyone in Bellator or the UFC. Is it time now? Obviously, you get a first round submission last time out. Is it time now you're going to start getting some big fights and some big sort of upper card matchups? Do you think?
I'm hoping so. I mean, my thought is, like, if you look at my record, I got a crazy amount of submissions, and people don't really recognize it. And I think if I'd won that fight with another rear naked choke, it would be my 10th or maybe 11th rear naked choke win, and everyone would just go, "Ah, well, another rear naked choke win." But because it's like a knee bar, I think now people might start taking me a little bit more seriously. That my level of grappling is pretty insane. So I can hopefully. I mean, ideally, they'll give me a high level grappler. Because it'd be interesting to see how we match up.
Is there anybody you want to call out, Lou? Do you want to call out a high grappler? Do you want to call somebody out who's good at grappling then? Is there anybody you fancy?
I've always wanted the Dylan Danners fight, but that'll never happen. But
I'd love to see that as well.
Yeah.
I think you've got a massive personality, though. It's so marketable. Like, I could really see that just being a big plus point to a high-profile matchup. Like, I think it would be excellent. Who do you want for him, Lewis?
To be honest, I wouldn't. There's not really an opponent I can say I won this one. I think, Joe, I hate to say this because I love both guys, but I could see the rematch of Ross and Lou getting made. I think that's a big fight at this point. That was going to happen on Cage Warriors for a main event once. And I think Lou got injured, and Aaron actually took on the fight on short notice. So, like I said, that's hard for me because I really like both fighters, but I can see that definitely being a big, maybe a co-main event or even a main event on like a UK or European card, which I think would be brilliant. Would be brilliant for the fans. Obviously, for us who we interview both guys, it's difficult. But I mean, in terms of the sport, it's an amazing fight to make, I think, and that's definitely what I'd like to see. But honestly, I just like to see Leo kind of get up there on the cards and get like a co-main event, and no better to do it than the Bellator Wales. I think that's what we all want to see now. You've got Brett Johns, who's a big star from the UFC, coming in to Bellator off 2 wins in the promotion as well. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's definitely promising, and like Lou said, with our knee bar, it's only up for him, I think. And yeah, I mean, another thing I want to ask Lou is your camp for this one. Obviously, I felt like looking at you on social media, you were a little bit invigorated for this one, because I saw you going around a lot of different gyms, going down to Celtic Pride, going to Tulare Combat, mixing it up with a lot of different people this time. Obviously, you've got a big sort of stable of fighters with Aaron and Ben at the gym as well. But you kind of went around a bit more. Is that something that kind of inspired you a bit more, going out and training with other people this time?
Yeah, it really made me realize the level I'm at. I was traveling around quite a bit. I was going to Bristol, sparring a couple of different people up there. But as I said, it just really brought home that I am at a top level, and I can continue to compete at that level. So like with lockdown and stuff, obviously it was crap time, but without the stress of running my own gym, it left me free to go train with other pros. So I didn't have much stress. So it was nice to. And Wales is really working together now. All of the teams are mixing it up, and there's been a lot. Just a real emphasis on all the higher level guys working together.
Yeah.
Some teams don't like it, but they at the moment it doesn't seem that way, and we're all sort of a bit more of an open door policy, and it looks like it's working well, doesn't it?
Do you see anything in that Houston matchup, Lou? Is that something that would interest you? Is the Houston matchup of interest to you?
No, not really. I kind of now think like I've been fighting on the British scene, fucking God knows how many fights. I kind of want to get away. I want to travel. I want to fight people from different countries.
Yeah, fair enough.
But if money's right and the fight's there, I mean, I can't see why not. I mean, you got taken down by MVP last night, so imagine I could take him down, and keep him there.
That'd be a huge fight for all the UK fans.
Yeah, for a British event, that would be a major fight, possibly main event. So absolutely massive. I think Ross Houston got that fight. Remember when you signed for Bellator, you called it out straight away, and you kept calling that fight out until he got it. I feel like if Lou wants a big fight, he needs to do the same and just call somebody out and go for it.
Yeah.
Get on social media. We go back here as well.
I do what people tell me this all the time. Start calling people out and stuff. It's just not me, and I'm never going to not be that. So fuck it, whatever fights I get put to, I'll probably take. I'm not going to start being a mouthy person on Instagram and Twitter and that. As I said, it's just not me. It's not in me. I'm a really respectful guy, and I do. The only one I did like the NCAM fight back again, but other than that, I mean, whatever. You just don't know where you're going to go with this. With this career, where the fight's going to lead now, and with Corona, could be anyone, anytime, anybody, place.
That's true. Sinead, Lou was just talking there about going to other gyms to like train with other partners and that. Do you find that hard to get like enough, especially like female sparring partners in the gym?
Yeah, I don't spar the girls. Like I move around with them with jits and stuff. Like there's a few top level girls there, jits. But stand up, I usually spar the lads. Like
yeah.
You're
harder than most of them.
Yeah, I've knocked a few of them around as well.
I bet you have.
Yeah, so there's a good stand up in SBG. So I don't need to go anywhere else. Like man. Sometimes I go down to me old boxing coach like Tony, and I will just do a bit of boxing with him. Like, but other than that, like I don't go anywhere else.
I love that you can still see that boxing stance, like the shoulders and stuff, the style, the way that you've like combined it with MMA is just. I really love to watch that style. I could watch it all day long.
Thanks very much. Yeah, it's just loose. I'm so loose in there. It's just as I know, my boxing's a it's a high standard. Like I was ranked 10th in the world in boxing, you know.
Yeah.
So and I boxed them all, Savannah Marshall and all them. Like I was around for a good bit, and yeah, so it's a high standard of boxing I have, and yeah, it shows in there. Like I'm just so loose and just feinting, doing me feints, me jabbing, me footwork. Yeah, it comes together. It's all coming together now, like with the MMA, which is great. Like,
yeah, you look like you're really enjoying it as well when you're in there.
yeah, I love it. I
Yeah, I
absolutely.
think you were actually smiling as you were punching her face off.
Yeah, I did be thinking like sometimes like in that fight, how was she even standing? Like that was a nice thing. Like,
Were you
you know?
surprised you didn't finish her? Because I was astounded.
Yeah.
She's a tough girl.
Yeah, I was like I had her some clatters like
Yeah.
and right at the end of the last round, I think it was 30 seconds left. I hurt me left hand like so I smacked it off her head like so hard like yeah, I was surprised how like I thought I would have been done by round 2 like, but she took that, she took the hiding, you know.
Yeah.
She took them digs, and I was clean now with them, like, you know.
But your cardio must have impressed you because you were, you know, like I kept thinking the fight was going to finish, but you carried on at the same pace all the way to the end.
Yeah, I could have gone in another 3 rounds, like, you know what I mean? It's, I never, that's one thing I will never, like, fitness is always there, like, I'll do the rounds, like, I wouldn't want to lose a fight just because you weren't fit enough, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
And I give everything to this, you know. I do put a lot of work and hours in the gym. I'm constantly there, you know.
Yeah. Sorry, Peter, I missed that question again about the bare knuckle.
Yeah, I just before I go to that, I'd rather grapple with Lou than take a punch off Sinead. That's how scary, how hard she hit. I'd rather grapple with Lou and just get my knee crippled.
Even if Lou breaks your leg?
Yeah, I'd rather break my leg and take a punch, definitely.
Bare knuckle boxing page wants to know if either of you fancy bare knuckle in the future.
Lou's too handsome for bare knuckle.
Thanks very much.
You're gonna get it, Lewis.
I'm only joking.
Would you?
I'm not a big fan of bare knuckle.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I've fucking bad hands as it is. I don't think my hands would stand up to that. Like, you know, I wouldn't say no, a 1-fight deal or something. But other than that, no.
You'd have a bare knuckle with Leslie Smith, though.
What was it?
You'd have a bare knuckle fight with Leslie Smith.
Oh yeah. Oh, for free as well.
Yes.
Yeah. I'd stand all over, I would.
MMA funny. No pressure here, Lou. It says, Lou, say something funny.
Oh, fucking hell.
He just needs to sit there with his dog washing his ears like he's doing, I think.
What's that?
With Morty washing your ears.
Oh mate, he's on at me, man. He's on at me. He's a fucking nightmare. He is. He scares all the kids in the gym. He's quite big. Like people don't think he is. I always tell him, I said, he's a nightmare to get the blood out of, though. Sorry, from the last kid he killed. Like,
yeah. He's super cute, though.
I gotta say this, right? One of the last times I went down to Lou's gym to interview him, I was like I had like all the camera and everything set up, and the dog's just like go mad, like on my feet, on my arms. So I'm trying to get this interview with this like giant sheep like attacking me the whole way through it. But it is a great dog, to be fair.
I reckon the dog can submit you, Lewis.
Yeah, mate. Tonight he could. He's on at me, man. Two of my colleagues. Like.
Steve Big wants to know if you prefer Cobra Kai or Kingdom. Watch either of those?
I don't know. I haven't watched them.
Cobra Kai.
Everyone's been trying to get me to watch Kingdom. Like,
I love Kingdom.
Cobra Kai.
I haven't watched Kingdom. Cobra Kai though, all the way.
You've got to watch Kingdom, Sinead. It's so good. It's on Netflix as well. So good. So good.
I'll give that a try.
It's so realistic, isn't it, Katie?
Well, I feel like the storylines are.
I can't tell if this is actually good or if you guys are taking the piss of Kingdom.
No,
it's great acting and stuff, but obviously it takes everything to extreme. Everybody's shagging each other in the gym, and
but it's some of the fight scenes are, like made a bit more Hollywoody. Like
you got people from the UFC and stuff in it, and doing guest appearances and stuff like that. Dana White even came on set to say it was really good and he enjoyed it as well. This was a few years ago before it was on Netflix.
Yeah, but like a 3-round lay and pray wouldn't make for great telly, would it? Lewis, do you prefer working for MMA UK or Wales Online?
Oh,
well, as much as I love working for MMA UK, Wales Online pay me, so
it's awesome.
Oh,
so I gotta go Wales Online because they pay me. Peter Knox needs to start chucking a few more quid out, and I'll change my answer.
MMA UK did help you on your journey and all that. So you did
your
ass off. You did the training, you did the courses and stuff.
Claim the credit for that, isn't he?
No, I'm not taking the credit. It helped him a wee bit, just a wee bit.
A lot.
But no, Lewis would have made it anyway. Lewis would have went all the way anyway.
MMA World wants to know your favourite healthy meals and your favourite cheat meal. Think
Lewis
Lewis
eating his one.
His favourite cheat meal.
Pine gum, yes.
What would be your favourite cheat meal, Sinead?
Oh, lasagna and a beer, probably.
What
Make
about
that
when you're
3 or 4 beers.
Yeah. What about when you're trying to be good, like in camp? What's the best meal then, or your favourite meal then?
I do a fruit, Greek yogurt, a bit of honey and peanut butter. Actually, that's kind of keeps me going.
Sounds alright.
Yeah.
What about you, Lou?
Yeah, it's nice.
Mixed grill.
Yeah.
This is our newest recruit to MMA UK. He says, are we going to see Longo in other grappling comps?
Yeah, hopefully. Well, again, all I want to do is compete. All I want to do is test myself. That's it. That's it, really. All I want to do is keep competing and keep testing myself on all the different skills and levels.
I think
It's a Welsh.
wonky Welsh Wi-Fi.
Leo gonna stick a fiver in the meter, I think.
He needs to shoot the run quicker.
Yeah.
Oh, he's building the tension.
I do like pause.
Yeah,
should we move on to? Yeah, we'll just ask you, Sinead, who your dream opponent is.
Beat a couple of times this year.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is.
There he's back, is he?
Okay, that picture looked weird.
You thought you got your dick out there for a minute.
Another page removed from Facebook now.
Yeah.
Was that a yes, we will? I'm going to take that as a yes.
What?
Leo, can I ask you a question for Leo again as well?
Okay.
What
do you
Oh, go on, Sinead.
Yeah, what's the story? Is our jits competitions going in Wales at the moment, is there?
Yeah, we've had
Not
a
so
few,
much in
and I know
Wales, but
Molly McCann has got a grappling competition in Brighton in a couple of weeks' time. So there's still going on in England. I assume they're behind closed doors. Was the one you did before this fight, Lou? Was that behind closed doors?
yeah, it'll be behind closed doors. It was really
Yeah.
good. It was a grapple fest.
think-
Yeah, it was really good. Well run, everything. Awesome.
Yeah.
Where was
I'm
that held,
hoping
Lou?
to do
What was the
more.
location?
Because we can't. There hasn't been any in Ireland yet. Like anyway, do you know what I mean? And there's meant to be one in November, the start of November, but I don't know if that's going to go ahead or not.
Is it in Dublin?
Yeah, it was meant to be in Dublin. Yeah. So I was gonna do it and see how I get on.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's gonna go ahead now, so I'll have to see.
So have you already been matched on it, or you're just hoping to get on it?
No, I'm just hoping to get it on it. Like, you know, I haven't registered yet. I asked, is it still going ahead though? So
Yeah.
I'm just waiting on a reply on that. Like,
Was it just like a normal tournament, or because I
Yeah.
think the ones that I think the ones going ahead at the moment are more like the Grapple Fest and like the ones that are kind of just got a few like people that they've paid to be there rather than like
okay.
I don't think there's any that I've seen. I don't think there's any like IBJJF tournaments going on or anything. Am I right, Lou? Or am I talking shit?
No, you are. Yeah,
She's talking shit.
It's got to be professional now, isn't it?
Yeah, because we're not even. We're still not even supposed to train apart from elite. So, yeah.
Okay.
Because for future events as well, every area is going to be different. If you know what I mean, some places will be in a higher level of lockdown as well. So you could have a show in Liverpool and that gets locked down at the last minute. But another place like London, it'd be all right as well. So it's going to be a very funny future for any kind of event. They're not going to know till the day of the event if they can go on, because places seem to be getting locked down just like that. And there can be different levels of lockdown, going by what Boris said the other day as well.
Can I ask a question for Lou as well? Obviously, we had your teammate and close friend Anne Cleave did pretty good last time. Do you think he gets a title shot next fight for the welterweight division? Obviously, if Mason Jones vacates.
They said 90% chance of it, but I mean until it's until it's in writing in front of me, don't believe it until it's there, innit, you know. I don't really see who he can fight for the title. I don't think there's anyone, you know, many people coming off wins in that division at the minute. It seems very weak on the ground. So yeah, I'm not sure what to think about that. Just I know they've announced shows in December, so if they give me the right opponent, then yeah, well maybe. But as for a title, I don't think there's anyone there for him to really face.
What do you think that win as well, Lou?
He went decision twice with Houston.
Yeah.
Of Aaron.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, something to take away from both our fights is this: Aaron got taken down, and I went off my back like a slut. I was earning money off my back. Not good. Not good. So there's been some abuse in the gym, you know. Don't play off your back. I was well upset after the fight. I was angry as fuck. I was like, I feel so fucking dirty. I feel like a pulled guard. It's fucking terrible. Well,
I think they'd have to get someone in for Aaron, don't you? I feel like they'll bring someone in for outside of Cage Warriors.
Yeah,
well, we'll find out soon enough.
What's that?
Sorry?
We'll find out soon enough with Cage Warriors announcing the new trilogy show. So if Mason gets the call and if Kali gets the title shot, we'll find out very shortly what's happening.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Ian Dean will give me a call any day because I had another guy, Ben Ellis, whose opponent didn't turn up to fight, and he's eager to go again. So yeah, should have a few guys up there.
Oh, exciting! I'm looking forward to those ones. I really hope that Bellator announce some more dates, so you guys have a better idea of when you might be fighting next. But I'd love to see, like, we were getting used to them being a regular occurrence in Dublin. It's just be such a shame if they can't put on like their normal fights and normal fight cards next year, but just nobody knows how long this is going to go on for, I guess. What did you guys all think of there being somewhat of a crowd at Bellator last night? It's quite strange when they started cheering.
I thought it was like a pre-recording from like football.
I saw Jean Endoy just posting tickets are on sale. I was like, fucking hell. President Macron don't give a fuck. Yes.
Yeah. I know their rate's so much higher than ours anyway, but it was good for them to have the first event on there, and good for them to have a few people in there. But yeah, who knows what's next? They
were quite loud as well, weren't they?
As you said.
Yeah, they were booing a lot. I heard them booing at the Michael.
MVP and Ross Houston. Yeah, I was thinking your first main event, although it was on 4 fights in, but like your first main event, and they're booing.
And they're booing, yeah. Ungrateful.
That was the easiest Bellator card to follow. It was only in 2 different channels, so it was easy to follow.
It was still back to front though.
Yeah, I know.
Very strange, but yeah.
Well, they usually black out that one and put it on at Sky Sports at 2 a.m. It's usually blacked out for the UK and all that. So I'm glad they put it before so we could watch it live. So
yeah, no, at least it was on at a normal time. Yeah, that was good. Were there any other fights that you wanted to talk about, Peter, from last night? Or
we've got a question from Adam there for Lewis Smith. Lewis, what do you think Ross could change in order to defeat MVP if they rematched? I don't think there'll be a rematch for a while anyway, but
no, I don't think there'll be a rematch, to be honest. I read somewhere in the comments, someone said Ross didn't look himself. I thought Ross did really well. Obviously, like it's a big step up from headlining the Cage Warriors to first show in Paris and against a big fighter like that. I think probably just that natural progression of his career would be the difference in him winning and losing that fight. Like, Ross is undefeated, but he's still 8 or 9 matches behind MVP. So he's still learning, he's still growing every match. And like I said, I don't think there's one particular thing. I just think Ross needs to continue on that path that he's on. And yeah, I do think Ross has got the ability to go all the way. Last night he wasn't a B, but he didn't do himself sort of any disjustice. He fought well. He took a good fight there. MVP's a really tricky guy to fight. People kind of look at MVP sometimes and they say, he's fought cans, he's fought easy fights, but he's very, very tricky to fight. And I think we saw that last night. But Ross held his own, went 3 rounds, and I think he'll learn a lot from that 3 rounds. I think that it's one of those losses that he'll come back much stronger from. So I don't know specifically what.
Definitely a good account.
Yeah, he won the first round, and then the second round you could see MVP took him serious. He kept his hands up and all that, and went for it. He upped his game. So he definitely knows what he's used to now.
I feel like Cage Warriors champions, if they're going into the UFC, they're getting like an entry-level UFC guy. And people argue about how good MVP is because we've never seen him against guys in the UFC. But if you think he's amazing, you think he's top 5 UFC. If you think he's not as good as people think, you still think he's top 15 UFC. You're not going to like chuck somebody straight from Cage Warriors in with somebody in the rankings usually. So I agree with you. I think he more than held his. He did really well getting the fight in the first place and talking his way into that fight, and he didn't disgrace himself at all. I thought he did himself proud, and like you say, it's a tricky fight. There's loads of people that they get in there with MVP and they're not able to fight their fight. And Paul Daly was another one who's just totally frustrated by him, and that's part of how good he is. So yeah, I think you're right. With a bit more experience down the, who's to say in another 3 years that fight doesn't go differently?
I think Houston really stepped up to the plate. I mean, as you said, you went from headlining the Cage Warriors to, massive eyes on him against a real big name. But I think what he proved is that MVP is beatable, quite easily. So I think
You fancy that fight, Lou?
Hey, call him out, Lou.
That sounded like a call out to me.
Yeah, call him out.
I get my hands on him. He's not getting back the fuck up. I tell you now. I'll slap that skinny neck. I tell you.
Yeah.
That's it.
Katie, what do you think about the Cyborg fight next week?
Yeah.
What do I think about it? I think this. Yeah, I think this one is not the best not the best one that we could see, to be honest. I'm not looking forward to it as much as some of the other matchups. What do you think about it?
I think Arlene is tough, but I do think she's going to play into Cyborg's game and just stand in front of her. And she is tough, Arlene. So I could go the distance.
I don't think it will. I do think that it's going to be more. It's going to be more Cyborg's way than some of the other matchups in the division. But the fight that I really want to see is you and her. And I've heard a lot of people say you are the toughest fight for her, and I really do believe that your style against hers. I could see that being just an explosive, amazing fight for the fans, and I don't know whether they'll wait until it can be in Dublin. I don't know, or I don't know who they can match you against going forward before they give you her. Like I think they're running out of options. I think it's one that's got to happen really soon.
Definitely, it has to be next year sometime.
Yeah. I think this one will be easier for her than even the Julia Budd one, but we'll see. Maybe I'm completely wrong.
But
yeah.
We need to get Cyborg over here. Will she come over and fight in Europe? And obviously with COVID and visa issues and all that, it could be a problem making that fight.
That's what I mean. That's the only thing that I think could hold this up at the moment. You were saying that you're struggling to get a visa appointment yourself, and I don't know if it would be the same for her coming to Ireland or to Europe. But I just think we've got to see that fight. I think it's gonna get so many eyeballs on the sport as well, and so many eyeballs on Bellator, and I just think it will be great for European MMA, Irish MMA, women's MMA. It's just going to be a classic, I think.
I think we'll see a jiu-jitsu masterclass from both fighters rolling on the ground.
It's good for the resume as well.
It's amazing. I was so delighted for all of the girls in your division when she came to Bellator, because it was the best 145 division, well, the only 145 division, and then it had the best woman in it apart from Amanda Nunes. But I just think it's cracking, and it raises everybody's game to be fighting the best, every time you step in there. So I think that division's stacked, and I really love some of the matchups that You actually beat my good friend Olga Rubin last year. I love a lot of the matchups for her. I'd love to see her fight Leah McCourt in the future. I just think there's tons of really good matchups throughout the division, and just for me, I'm really excited to see all of them.
Yeah, I definitely want a big name next time, like next fight, like
You've earned
even
it.
Kat Zingano, like, you know what I mean? It's a big name.
Yeah.
So yeah, give me someone that's that will put me up in the rankings, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Was Kat no calling out Cyborg the other day or something? I'm seeing her calling from there, no?
I think the Leslie Smith was called out Kat out or something like that.
Yeah, it was.
You know, but I don't think Kat performed in her last fight. Like, you know, I think she's lacking in bottle these days. You know,
It's so strange because that's not something I ever would have thought would be a problem for her, but she's gone through, you know, a lot of stuff, and she had that brain issue that she was having treatment for, and she said that affected like her range and like when she was shooting for takedowns, like her timing was way off and stuff. And then she had her breast implants removed because she thought that they were like there was toxicity in her body from them and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just I would like to see something of the old Kat Zingano before she got some really tough matchups.
Okay, yeah, huh?
But I mean, she's a massive name, and I'm sure just out of, you know, what a legend of the sport she is, you'd like to have a fight with her in the future.
Definitely. I won't be taking it easy either.
No, but I think that could be an easy night for you at the moment. The way, like you say, that she has been fighting.
Yeah.
And it would be pretty cool to get in there with kind of old school Kat Zingano and have like a proper tear up.
Look, twins. he froze, so he came back. I was wondering what was happening there. Right?
They're both frozen. That would have been a great matchup.
Liu Long versus Liu Long.
He's making me into a sandwich, was he? Sandwiching me.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think he's frozen again. Look, he's frozen again.
I don't know what's going on, guys.
I can hear you.
I don't know what's going on.
Thank you for persevering.
Yeah, I think my phone's he's at his days, like. I don't think it's gonna last much longer.
Come on, Leo, you got plenty of Bellator money now. Get a new phone.
Exactly. Trade in the Nokia. Get an iPhone.
Oh, I tell you one person I wanted to give props to before we go, if we've got time. I just wanted to say congratulations to Mads Burnell. I love Mads. I bloody love him. And it was so great to see him like back in the cage. It feels like he's been out for ages. Really good to see. I can't see anything else other than him becoming a Bellator champion as well. So I think it's so cool that there's so many people from Europe that you think have got a really viable chance of having the whole Bellator like division so under control. So yeah.
With Mads as well, like the only person he's really lost to was Arnold Allen, and he was even winning that fight before he got subbed, and since then he's been absolutely perfect. So yeah, I think Mads is a star. I think he's got the brain for it as well. Like I've spoken to him. I've actually watched a show with Mads once and listened to the way he talks about fighting. It's so analytical.
Intelligent. Yeah.
He's a real star, that guy. And like I said, it'd be great to see him go on and take a belt.
I honestly think he will. I really do. Adam wants to know, Sinead, if you've got any insight into Conor versus Dustin.
I don't know anything about that.
If she did, she's not going to tell you.
He has his own gym and his own cage.
It looks like it's going to happen anyway, by going by Conor saying he wants it in November and stuff. And Dustin's not going to turn it down either. It's going to be such a different fight from the first one as well. Dustin just growing as a fighter, and Conor's come back there against Cerrone and all that. It looked absolutely perfect. It's actually going to be I'm really excited for that fight.
I think it's going to be an early night for Dustin. I think he takes too much punishment, and he's just open to punches, and Conor will just pick him apart, I think.
Yeah, Conor's counter fighting, punching is absolutely on form, especially against Cerrone there and all that. It's, as you say, Dustin does take a lot to hit, but he is definitely improved as a fighter, and it's going to be a knockout either way. It's going to be so hopefully they'll make it for November. I think everybody wants to see Conor come back in, and obviously we've got Khabib and Gaethje coming up and all that. Is Conor interested in a rematch with Khabib or taking on Gaethje if he wins as well? So we've got some exciting fights coming up in UFC as well.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that fight.
I'm looking forward to the Khabib Gaethje fight. I gotta be honest. I've been saying for a long time I think Gaethje is the man for Khabib.
Ooh.
But Khabib's just so good, isn't he? He's just so good. I think a part of me does feel now, like after that fight, that performance he turned against Tony Ferguson, like Khabib's now going to be putting his sort of attention so much on Gaethje that it'll kind of work against him. So I'm still going with Khabib as the favorite, but I think Gaethje's really, really dangerous for him. And going back to what you said about Dustin and Conor as well, I'm really looking forward to that fight. I think that's much closer this time round, and I actually think Dustin is a favorite going into that one. I think he's been a lot more active than Conor, and for me, I definitely feel like Dustin's got a big point to prove going in. So that's a great matchup. Like you said, I think stylistically it favors Conor, because Dustin does get hit and Conor's so good, so precise with his punches. But I don't know, I've got a feeling for Dustin on this one. I don't know why. Sorry to throw that at you, Sinead. I know your teammates.
Sinead,
you're only brave enough, because this isn't in studio, Lou.
I know. The wonder of the internet, keeping me safe.
The Khabib fight as well, that's like his first fight without his dad as well, so it'd be interesting to see if he can perform, because he's been at every single fight and all that. So if Khabib wins, I'm pretty much sure we might see an emotional Khabib.
He hasn't been at the fights because he didn't have visas, but he's been with him through training camp and stuff. Who have you got in that fight, Sinead? Khabib or Justin?
Khabib.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So I
think it's so, like, that wrestling, that style, like, they're so hard to get them off you, you know what I mean? So
yeah.
I think he has that one.
I feel like Justin's got one of the best styles, like you said, Lewis. Like, I do think that he has got the best style to put up the best fight against him, but I don't know. I can't.
We haven't seen the best of Justin either. I'm convinced we've not seen the best of Gaethje, because we've only ever really seen him get into a slugfest. We've never seen him like again scrambling up from takedowns and maybe trying to get a takedown of his own. We've only ever seen him in that one style of fight. So I think there's a lot of unknowns coming into it. Like, I definitely feel like Gaethje's got that ability to stop a takedown, get back up, but like you say with Khabib, if he shoots once, he misses, he's going to come again and again and again until he gets you where he wants him. And he's proven he's so good at that it's hard really to say he's not the favorite. But you never know. Gaethje might catch him in one of those sort of scrambles coming up, or hit him with an elbow, hit him with a hard shot, because Gaethje can punch as well. Who knows? It's a great matchup, isn't it?
Yeah, Gaethje will have the perfect game plan, but if he with Trevor Whitman and all that, but if he's good enough to execute that, we'll soon find out. I think if he goes down, he's not getting back up either. Khabib's a bit crazy as well. Khabib sometimes likes to come out swinging as well, a wee bit as well. So it'll be interesting to see if he comes out and has a wee swing and then goes for the takedown, or if he'll take him down straight away. I think if he does go down, he's not coming back up.
What about this one?
Yes.
Sinead versus Lewis. The commissioner will never sign it off. It's too one-sided.
She'll make you look prettier, Lewis.
I'll tap straight away. It's available commissioner.
Oh, Sinead, thank you so much for coming on. I've wanted to chat to you for such a long time, and I was absolutely delighted with your fight the other night. I just think you're getting better and better, and I can't wait to see you back in there. And I'm hoping that Cyborg fight's not far off. I think it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I might make enough cash then.
Yeah. Is there anyone you wanted to shout out or anything before we go?
No, just my son. I love him, and that's it.
Oh. Well,
Oh, and
thank
my
you
girlfriend.
so much. Shout out to her as well. Lou?
Yeah, that's it.
Anybody else wanted to say anything else before we sign off?
No, where did Lou Long go? I want to know.
He did send a message. He said his phone died, so
Valley's Wi-Fi for you. It is like it's not the best at times.
Well, at least the guest that made it to the end was more than made up for the other two. Thanks, everyone.
Okay.